Like, seriously, now, before you all say this in the comments, I know you're all going to say, well, Fury, they did that with Warcade. They did it with the Godzilla things. Yes, they did. However, they had a little side option to buy them. Or if you wanted Godzilla or Kong, you just buy the boat. There were choices. They didn't force you to do one thing to get them. And that is unacceptable, wargaming. And you should be a damn shame of yourself, you fucking greedy bastards.
You done good, Wargaming. Warships. You done good. Will the Warships, you are heading in the path that I want you to a little bit. Now, granted, yes, for those who know me, I hate microtransactions. I hate games making you pay a lot. I get it. I hate it as much as anyone else here. But I have to give credit as credit is due for the Transformers that came out. Basically, they have listened to our complaints from the last anime thing on here to basically now bring out multiple ways to get this. But without further ado, let's talk about it. As you could tell, Transformers. They brought out a new set of Transformers. Pretty much, you got now Gunlock. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, forgive me. Hot Rod, Starscream, and Shockwave. So, we got 4 unique commanders, 4 unique skins, and pretty much so on and so forth. But is it worth it though? Well, to describe this personality, we're going to talk individually really quick. Now, unfortunately though, for me as a reviewer, I don't have their boats. I don't have the boats that you can add the skin to. And yes, that's right. The boats they have are skins for your standard ship. So it may be not good for some people, but there's only one I have that is a Transformer one. But there's a lot to talk about here. So let's get started with... Actually, you know what? Before we start with the second one, let's start with the original ones, because I haven't reviewed them. So let's start with the very first one, Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime is 5,000 gold, obviously. These are all going to be 5,000 gold. But his basic trait is the reduce reload time of your party's consumable. Now, for those who are brawler battleships and stuff, this is a must-own for some people. Because usually, consumables to recharge that fast would be decent enough for your commander. However, though, his flagship I disagree heavily with, and that is the Iowa. His flagship, if we go to his ultimate thing real quick, is the Iowa. Now, again, I can't show it in-game because I don't have the Iowa. But judging by the looks of it, it's okay, but it doesn't look like ooh ah moments. I mean, to me at least, not like Megatron's ship that has a major ooh and ah. But how do I rate Optimus Prime? Because he doesn't have... That's the thing that's too bad about him, is the fact is, not only do you get a consumable reloading booster, which is fine, and you get a unique voice of Optimus Prime, just to let you know, they all have unique voices. I don't know about the new ones yet, but I guarantee you they got unique voices as well. So, guarantee that they have their own unique voice just to let you know. But for Optimus Prime, he has a unique voice. It was okay, decently good. But his other skill points are just as the same as anything else. I mean, you got like pretty much like what William... I think it's not William Sim. No. Who's that guy with the glasses? Hang on. Let me take a look real quick. Sorry, Wilson Lee. He's basically that. He's basically Wilson Lee as a battleship commander with the consumable thing. Making him kinda useless besides the consumable recharge ability. So, how do I rate Optimus Prime? Given the fact that I could see that perk being useful, however, his standard perks are not that impressive to me. I mean, ranking up the commanders usually is going to be better if you rank them up to the max or less, whatever, it's going to be like that. So, how do I rate him? I would say a 6 out of 10. it's fair. He's got a unique voice for the type of money. He's got a unique voice. He's got a decently good basic trait. So that is perfect for him because he doesn't have unique skill perks. He's the same as, Will. But we'll just leave it as that. Come on, we got a lot more to do. So next we're going to review on here is Bumblebee. And to me personally, probably the worst out of all of them. Yes, I have him, but I don't rank him up. He has a basic trait of overhaul booster, like pretty much increases the draining of your engine booster, which is, I would say, okay if you're a destroyer, but again, most of his perks don't have a unique perk. It's the same perk systems that you can get on any other destroyer commander. And there is many American destroyer commanders can do better than that. Now, I'm not granted that the basic traits for some people is going to be better than others, but me personally, I didn't see a big use out of them since most Americans destroyers commanders can be better in unique ways. I mean, there's plenty of them, really, if you look by the whole history of their commanders. I mean, you got this guy. Hang on, let me pull it up. You got this guy right here, where basically Vincent has a unique ability. He has, when you get to rank 4, you can have pretty much the shelling arms, which is literally risk of battery becoming incapacitated, risk of torpedo launcher becoming incapacitated. That's beautiful for a destroyer. I would take this destroyer commander any day than the Bumblebee. And it feels sad because Bumblebee has a unique voice too, but he kind of feels underpowered to most destroyers you have seen in this entire game. So yeah, his commander really isn't all ooh ah moment unless you have a, engine needs to be. I mean, it could be useful for some destroyers, but there's better destroyer commanders than that, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, at least. Now, his skin, I don't have that boat because, again, it's an American Tier 7. It looks okay on paper right now, but honestly, it just... I mean, it's bad. I mean, it's better than Optimus Prime, in my opinion. Optimus Prime doesn't look anything. I just wondered how Bumblebee's going to sit on that little turret where the destroyer thing is, but I guess we'll find out when I do unlock it someday. And it's going to be a while before I unlock it because it's American destroyers. They're a little hard to attain. Now, next, I can show you the skin and talk about heavily is Megatron. Oh, wait, before we do Megatron, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, audience. I'm just trying to speed through this because we got a lot to talk about here. So, Bumblebee, how do I rate him? 5 out of 10. His skin's amazing. His voice actings on these characters are always going to be a beneficial, but he feels average and not really worth the money, in my opinion. But if you're a big fan of Transformers and you want all the Autobots, I understand. But to me, personally, he feels really underpowered in these games and really not worth the time of money to get him. So get him at the last end if you want him or something like that compared to the others. Now this one, like I was trying to say before I forgot about that, is Megatron. This one I can actually show the skin and stuff because I have Megatron. And as you can tell, I love him to death because he's rank 16, legendary rank 1, trying to get him legend rank 2. Why, you may ask? Well, he increases the main battery range of your battleships, making it really, really good at pretty much long distancing yourself. Say, like, for example, you have a Japanese ship, and you can't afford to get hit by any ship in the game. You can literally get, like, for my example, my Fuso, when I put him as an inspiration, I could get him up to like 19.2 kilometers away from the target, meaning I could snipe from my base and snipe all the way across the map almost, making it really useful for Japanese and German sometimes, if you're depending on what ship you're firing. And he's all in all perfect, in my opinion, for a battleship commander. Now, unfortunately, though, like Optimus Prime, he has no unique perk system. Like, he doesn't have anything special to the perks. He's just a typical average battleship commander. That's it. That's I wish I could say more about him, but there is no unique perk about him. But I can show is his ship. And there you have it, audience. There's his ship. Now, what's cool, now you're probably wondering, how do I have the Bismarck over anything else? Well, it's because I grinded for the Bismarck from the very beginning, so I was able to get this ship. So yeah, he always sits in front of the boat. I mean, I'm guarantee your other Autobots like Optimus Prime and, Bumblebee and all of them will be sitting in front of your boats. But there is one thing I like about this more than any other boat in the game, honestly. And that's the fact that you can see them in game. That's right. They will sit where the gun turret is on most of your boats and actually be in the game. Unlike Godzilla. Go on. Ugh, got something in my throat there. It feels like you can it feels worth it to get the skin just to see them in combat, and I do appreciate Wargaming doing that. And look at how sexy this skin is on the Bismarck. It looks like a cybernetic thing with the nice little purple thing. Really a beautiful detail on the artwork, in my opinion. I really wish I could show any other boat that shows off the detail to see if they were good or not, but I just can't because, again, I don't have those boats, so I have to research it and stuff. So, yeah, very beautiful design, in my opinion. Probably the only skin I will ever equip on this Bismarck, besides the maybe in Halloween I'll like equip the the sinking Bismarck thing, rise from the ocean, just for a Halloween episode. But honestly, this is my favorite boat, and I see you down there, Megatron. Peace to you too, buddy. I love it. Just like little fucking things that happen on port. Back to the thing. So, how do I rate Megatron and his boat? Well, again, I'm always going to rate it less because it's the skin, so it's unless you want the skin, it ain't worth it, so I'm just rating the commanders. I would have to say Megatron would have to be literally a 7 out of 10 for Battleship Commanders. Even though he doesn't have any skill perks that are different to make him uniquely good, however, he does have increased range battleships, which is a must-own for any battleship player you will ever see in the game, especially if you want to play multiplayer and to stay out of the heat of torpedoes by just sniping away at people. He is perfect for that, for inspiration, and perfect for that for battleship commanders to make Bismarck even terrifying, in my opinion. Alright, moving on. Next we got is Rumbler. Rumbler is... he's not bad. Do not get me wrong. And he has, well, he doesn't have a unique perk because that one is on another battleship commander, but for the Soviet Union, that's not bad. But let's say, his basic trait is basically increase the range of your battleships. This is perfect for inspirations for, like, the Kid, for example. There's, the destroyer Kid that literally relies on its guns more than its torpedoes and be like an Atlanta class. This one will actually help battleships shoot farther without being detected, without wasting a smoke screen too. So, beautiful in my opinion. However, I never ranked him up because, again, he's just not my commander. I used to be a destroyer player, but now I'm just straight up battleship commanders. I haven't ranked him up in a while, but he does have his own unique voice. I have tested that out. And it's okay. He's okay. He's okay for destroyers. Must own for some destroyers out there that can't shoot far away. Making it perfect for German gunboats and American gunboats. And it's perfect for any gunboat, really, if you turn your ship into only a gunboat. Now, however, his ship, on the other hand, is probably the least looking like pretty much it looks so like, imagine it, because it has this Decepticon logo in the middle. I could see that right in the middle, but it looks too much Soviet. Like, I get it, yes, because the boat that he's on is a Soviet boat, but it's like Decepticons meet Soviet Union. which is kind of weird in my opinion, but again, a fitting boat for it. The skin doesn't look too bad. He sits in front of the thing like usual, but I just don't know. It just feels to me like they could have done a little bit better. I don't know what it looks like 100%, but it doesn't look too bad. But again, not my cup of tea. So how do I rate Rumble? He's definitely a must-own for gunboat players. If you want Rumble, he's more like the type for if you have the kid and stuff like that shooting a bunch of range. The final verdict I have to give this is probably, I would say, a 5.5 out of 10. He's okay. He's not the best commander, but however, that range on the basic trait, increasing main battleship, not battleship, Jesus, main destroyer's gun, makes it ideally to have if you have to rely on only your guns. Alright, so, in conclusion, for Transformers 1, how do I rate this? All together. Like, basically, there's a lot of commanders that work. There was 2 that's good, and 2 that's meh, and 1 that's not waste your time. So the final verdict for all this, I would have to give like a 6.5 out of 10 for all of it. It's slightly above average, and yes, there is tons of 2 commanders, actually 3, worth it. It's just poor Bumblebee down there. Just, I don't know. Maybe he'd be worth it for you guys if you have a broken engine destroyer or you want to have engine boost activated really quick, but at that point, there's other commanders that can speed your ships up. And maybe there's other commanders that increases the range of your destroyers. I don't know. But it just, to me, personally, not too perfect. Alright, so let's get on to the second ones. And yes, I'm moving this along really fast because we have a lot to talk about because, because I want to save my conclusion at the end as well for all this. So first of all, let's look at Hot Wheels. Jesus Christ, I've been playing World Tanks too much. Hot Rod. Basically, his basic trait is decrease radar reload time. Meaning that basically, if you have a ship that can detect other destroyers and stuff like that, he is ideal to help you like get that charging back and get, spot destroyers. He is literally Rumber's worst nightmare. He's literally any Japanese or anything's worst nightmare to spot things. Now, he also has, and I also love it, a unique perk called Precisions, where literally air detectability is reduced and radar drainage is increased, so you won't lose your radar thing. So, not only does he detect, battles, destroyers easily, and maybe like destroyers and carriers. God, why could I not say carriers? He can also hide from their planes, which makes it ideally perfect for hiding it. Now, I haven't tested his abilities yet on the battlefield, as you could tell by Hot Rod's thing, but just reading it off gives you an idea of what we're dealing with here, because everything you see, even if I reveal it, has, you can increase it better, you can make it worse, better, whatever, but I'm just saying, I'm just going by what it is now before doing any of that. So, he does okay. He's got one unique perk, and he's got a decent one for, ships that have sonar radars. And does it go with the ship? Well, he does. It's the British one. I can't pronounce that one. I think it's the Edinburgh. Sorry if anyone's Britain. Remember, I'm German. I can't read half the time English, and this is on a US console. Yeah, so looking at the skin, even though I don't have the British cruiser, it looks beautiful. I mean, look at that. I mean, yeah, a lot of it is completely red, but look at the flames and stuff like that, and that actually looks beautiful for what it is. So, if you love that boat, that Tier 7, cruiser for the British, it's not bad. But, honestly, It's just too much cost in my opinion. However, final verdict for Hot Rod. So Hot Rod is decently okay is just looking at his stats. Basic traits is mostly people who play certain like types of American or German, anything as sonar. I don't see him greatly used a lot, besides maybe decreasing its chance of being spotted by planes would be beneficiary. However, he doesn't feel like his trait is not that great, honestly. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Spotting destroyers is a good thing because destroyers are getting a little bit overpowered in this fucking game. However, once you lose sonar radar and use all your sonar radar, what good is he after that besides hiding from boats? It's like, that's what I mean. He's more like a fast kill destroyers, get the hell out of there, and then try to survive with your battleship buddies. That's all he is. So final verdict I have to give to Hot Rod is I have to give it a 5.5. He just feels like there are better ones that can definitely uniquely do better than this. But that's my opinion, at least. Next we got is Grimlock, if I'm pronouncing that right. Grimlock's ability is decreases this enhanced secondary targeting reload time, which, again, that is useful because most battleship commanders do that. However, you're going to understand why this makes no sense what ship he's assigned to. So, having that ability would help if you don't have the anime crew. And like the last one where I reviewed the anime crew where increased secondaries and dispersion of your guns. If you didn't get it, then this one makes your shooting a little bit better. However, though, it's okay. He's got different perks, but he does have one unique perk that is caught my eye immediately. Basically, every time when that consumable is activated, this perk right here increases your main shell grouping while enhanced secondary targeting system is activated. So, in other words, if you got a ship coming close to you and your secondaries are open up and you activate that ability, your guns will be laser point accuracy depending on how high your rank is with it. And honestly, that is cool. It's too bad he's not German, because he has Porcupine and all that. That would have been extremely useful for a lot of German ships. And you know what I'm talking about, like the Kaiser, pretty much the Baron, all those ones that have horrible dispersions that you have to spend so much crew thing and all that. If this guy was ranked up all the way and you activate shell grouping like that, like when your secondaries are opening up, your guns will be more of a laser shooter, which is beautiful. Beautiful. This one I love to death for its ability, and I was actually happy to see that. However, though, he's not German. This one's French. And you're probably like, okay, what ship is he assigned? He's signed to Richelieu. Yes, the ship that was designed to not go front lines, get secondary targeting systems. And then when you activate it, your guns become really activated. Just what? Richelieu does not go brawling with people. Most people Richelieus snipe. And you're telling me this guy is the perfect thing for a ship that has to brawl? You should have had him German. At least Germany, he would be perfect as a commander. Beyond perfect for that just one ability. But no, he's French. Okay. Freaking weird. But now, what I was trying to say, so what do I rate, Grimlock? Grimlock, I have to give a high rating for because his ability is more useful for battleship commanders. I would give him a 6.5 out of 10. He is a good pickup for people that are playing the game. However, though, just don't put him in a French battleship because, Jesus. I know the thing that hates about this, if you do pick him up, he's mostly good just being inspiration. Even though I, dear God, just want him German so I can use that sniper perk ability to have secondaries and make my guns more accurate. Do you know how beautiful that would have been for Germany? Just wargaming. You had my attention and you just shut it down. But anyway, moving on. We still got 2 more left. Next, we have Starscream. Now, this one was the most incoming and shocking that it finally came out because I thought this would be in the first one instead of being Rumbler. But I guess finally they brought out the beloved and also hated Starscream. So, what's his thing? Well, he is an aircraft carrier commander, meaning that his aircraft carrier speed increases the more you level up. So you make your aircraft go faster. Now you're probably saying, Fury, that's not good because I want my planes up faster, not my ship. But think about this, audience. If he's in the right ship, speeding up so fast, he can get out of there before these ships even know he was there. And honestly, and he has a unique perk as well to help out people. Pretty much instant return. His aircraft return speed is increased. His bombers AP increases and torpedo bombers increase. Not by a lot, you could tell, but it's pretty fucking good for a commander carrier. I mean, anything to get those planes back faster being shot down would be perfect. And then he's got also plane speed and stuff. So literally you can make a really fast moving thing that for a German carrier. And yes, I say German because the ship he has that has a skin on is pretty much the German Tier 7 aircraft carrier. Now, unfortunately though, I can't tell by looking at this picture because again, I don't have the boat. I'm trying to get close to it. This one confuses me because you don't see him on here, but yet on the back I could see his planes being him. So maybe you control his planes? I don't know. Leave down in the comments below if you have this type of skin. But I know you probably won't buy it because again, it will be too high of a price and I understand that. But how do I rate Starscream now? He has a unique ability, unique perk. I mean, honestly, many aircraft carriers may not want the speed, but me personally as an aircraft carrier commander, I want speed. Because if I'm the last one alive, I could still launch up planes and then get the frick out of there as fast as I can. And not to mention, and also increasing my health on my planes and stuff like that, beautifully perfect. I have to give this commander literally a 6 out of 10. It's not anything good, it's not anything bad. However, it could be most useful, as Kane and Tiberian would say. And lastly, we have Shockwave. This guy is going to make me mad, whoever owns it. Not because if you bought it and got it, or got it in the crate, that's fine. But Shockwave is my anti-Atago commander's playstyle. Why? Because anyone who knows the Atago hides your torpedoes at a certain distance, making it extremely fun for me launching torpedoes on unexpected players until it's too late. Shockwave does against that. His main ability increases torpedo detectable range and also decreases rudder shift time on any type of ship. Meaning, if he's on, because this commander is Italian, and I'll tell you what the ship is after this. It's only the last tier 7, so you can kind of guess what it is. Not only his rudder times change heavily, but he also can see the torpedoes and warn his allies more quickly. Because able to see the torpedoes at long range, it's going to be a pain in the ass for destroyers that have to like snipe with their torpedoes. Meaning he'll see them pretty damn good. I mean, leveling them up, he could see them like okayly average, and Jesus Christ, it's fucking ridiculous. Now, he also has a unique perk system called the Smoke Cannon. Now, the Smoke Cannon also reduces air detectability range and smoke screen deploy time. So, in other words, if he has smoke screen on any of the ships that you assign him for the Italian, he makes it even longer on, like, having them up. So, and also undetectability to planes. That's ideally good for anyone that needs to hide from those goddamn carriers. He is perfect. However, though, his ship, though, is something I'm really far away that I can't show. Is the, I think it's the Elephant. I'm sorry, it's Italian, so I'm just going to go the last tier 7 cruiser Italian. Actually, the last tier 7 Italian ship, because Italians don't have anything else besides that. But yeah. So his skin, royal blue with some writings and some scrapings on it. I mean, honestly, it looks meh. Looks meh. Looks meh. Not really my cup of tea. So, final verdict. So you got a commander that can go against the Atago very fucking easily. However, he is a cruiser commander, so unless you're a cruiser commander, you ain't gonna like it. But having him as a basic trait would be nice, but I would have to give this guy a 6 out of 10 for this commander. He's perfect for detecting torpedo range, rudder shift time to turn away from the torpedo range, giving destroyers like myself that loves Aggo a pain in the ass to deal with. So, there you have it. All the Transformers review. Now, you're probably wondering, Fury, why did you say to Wargaming, you done good? Because this isn't good. It's still marketing. This I have to explain really quick to my friends and the community. When I took on jobs at World of Tanks reviews and stuff like that, usually I'm trying to emphasize the market of certain things. And yes, I will say, these are overpriced for what they are. 10,000 gold is literally, if you go to the thing, is like 40 bucks. Which is more cheaper than I could say about World of Tanks. And for just getting one commander for 5,000 gold is $20. Now, I know what you're thinking. Fury, that's a lot of money. It's like, how is this like a good thing? Well, hear me out. You do have 25 days, depending on how long I take to upload this video. You do have 25 more days, and then some after the video. I don't know how long this is going to be out, so let's just take that. You got plenty of time to do it. You don't have to buy everything. If you want the commanders, this is what I'm happy about. You get to buy the commanders. And if you want to press your luck, there's the crates for all those who want to open crates to get a chance. I'm not saying I won't recommend it, but my point is, there's choices. Between the last anime show that I've done reviewing boats, like this right here, 15,000 gold for a commander, a boat, and 10 chests. I'm not including the fucking flag here, because the flag is just a cosmetic look. You open those 5 crates for each ship if you bought $100 for both of them. And you still don't get the commanders in them. What the actual fuck, Wargaming? However, they had a little side option to buy them. Or if you wanted Godzilla or Kong, you just buy the boat. There were choices. They didn't force you to do one thing to get them. Yeah, this is exactly what I mean. Like, we didn't have a choice in these crate system. We only had the crates to get the anime crew. Now, we can get them individually if we wanted to. And I have to give them credit for that. As much as I get it, people don't want anything to do with pay to thing. Trust me, I hate pay to wins. I hate it. I hate pay to win games. I hate paying to get stuff. But in all honesty, at least they are fair this time. And if you want the commanders, you can get them individually, and you got 25 days to do it if you got paid. If you want to try your luck or the crates, there's the crates. If you're a gambler person, if you want to have a skin with the boat, like, boom, you can get it for that. But my point is, there's choices. You can go from the expensive ones to the cheapest ones. And I have to give them credit for that. However, yes, I am going to say Wargaming, these are too goddamn expensive for any Transformer lover, especially getting the whole bundle is like 36,350 gold. I get it. But you get like a lot of commanders, their skins, and more skins, and then you get their emblems you can get in game. But I could see where people saying it's expensive, but I have to give what credit is due because you get choices. That's all I gotta say. So, my final verdict for the Transformer thing, I'm just gonna say you done good letting us have choices of getting a commander. Now, to make it even better to where I can improve this game, is letting us have one crate every new time. Just one crate. Like, basically, there'll be an op every time when something new comes out for a free Transformer Cube or something, or a free anime crew, a free, Azura Lane crew like they did in the past. I don't know why they still won't fucking do that. Honestly, because really, if Azura Lane came out and you get one free commander every crate, why can't we have a free one where we can get one free commander to out of these Transformers, giving the community saying, hey, these may be pricey, but they're giving us a chance to unlock at least one of these commanders right off the bat. I don't know which one, but hopefully I cross my fingers, but that's what I mean. I wish they do that as well. However, though, I am not going to backlash them for this. Yes, I know you all were shocked or let alone saying, Fury, this is pay to win. I don't want to pay 5,000 gold. This is outrageous. You should shit them out. And yes, I should. However, you got to think in consideration. It is still, at the end of the day, a free game. And they still have to make money for becoming a free game. And I get it. I get it, audience. We all have our things. But I'm just saying, do you rather want it to be like, for example, do you want it to be like Transformers 1, where the only way you can get them is you have to forcibly buy this? Like, there was no choices, no things. You had to, like, buy this mega bundle to get them. And that's it. They wouldn't, like they did with, this clip. No matter how you look at this, no matter how many you bread and cutter this is still going to be $100. That's $100. That's $100. That's $100. It's like there is no way anyone can defend this. Yeah. So, I'd rather take this any day than what World of Tanks and what they did in the last one. Wargaming, I will applaud you for this one just this once, but that's only a slap on the wrist. But I'm on to you, Wargaming. You keep this. You keep this thing. You give people choices if you want their money. Do not screw with us again like you did with the anime one. And that's all I gotta say. Thank you all so much for watching, and Transformers, roll out!